Welcome to the Sky River RV Show. This particular show is going to be all about Airstreams and the history thereof. In the last few weeks, we've done a couple of shows in Santa Margarita with Sunset Magazine and the Harbor Festival in Morro Bay. And I was asked hundreds of times by hundreds of people why an Airstream is an Airstream. What makes them different? What makes them more expensive from a dollars and cents standpoint, not from a real value point? This Airstream I'm standing in front of is a 1962. And as you can see, it looks pretty much like it was in 1962. The skin of it is aircraft aluminum, and it's riveted together exactly as it is today. This is a 62, it's 52, 53 years old. Now to my left is a modern Airstream, not a brand new one, but the same riveting, the same construction, the same idea of how these things are built. They are built to last. So we're going to tell you the story of how they are. And I'm going to try to show you some pictures of my Airstream, which is a 1977 Airstream, and why it means so much to have an Airstream versus any other kind of coach. What makes it last? How this coach looks from 1962, when most of the other companies in the RV industry weren't even in business. And what few might have lasted a certain length of time, they are not going to look like this. The sun and the rain and the wind and the snow deteriorate them. And we're going to show you pictures of awnings that are rotted when they're 2 or 3 years old. Not some manufacturers, almost every, except for Airstream. How the decals on the sides of $100,000 motorhomes or $500,000 motorhomes or travel trailers are going to start to peel. And the only way you can keep that from happening is to keep them waxed, keep them covered when you're not using them, garage them, do all of those things to maintain the level of your coach if it's not an Airstream. Your Airstream, you can just sit it here in the sun and it's going to look like this 50 years from now. That's a remarkable thing. 50 years from now, think about the little RV you might own or you might want to own versus an Airstream. This is a decal on a 2009 coach. Any brand, it doesn't make any difference. This doesn't happen to be a brand we sell, but this kind of material is going to do this if it sits out in the sun. Now take a look at the awning. It's exposed all the time. And so it starts to rust and rot. And sure enough, there it is. That's not going to happen on an Airstream. And I'm going to show you later why.
Be sure to tune in to Central Coast Now for local television programming on Charter Channel 10 and Comcast Channel 27, where you can experience different cities up and down the Central Coast, in addition to local wine shows, home improvement shows, staycation shows, RV shows, educational shows, and so much more. So support your local businesses by tuning into Central Coast Now or visit centralcoastnow.tv. All programming produced by Noble Productions, your small town and affordable video production company. Contact Valerie at 805-260-4766 for more information.
From the first time you saw its gleaming silver skin roll past your eyes, you've always wondered what it would be like to own an Airstream. The Airstream travel trailer has been in our lives and part of the American dream for over 80 years. And with today's affordable options, there's never been a better time to purchase. We invite you to come to Sky River RV and take a closer look at the inspired Airstream travel trailer. Live your dream and see our beautiful country from your very own Airstream.
All right, we're standing in front of a Sport. Airstream has 4 different levels, even though this skin is exactly made the same. Every Airstream, no matter how much money it is, no matter what level of Airstream it is, the skin, the outside of it that makes it an Airstream is exactly the same. The same people in Ohio make it exactly the same. The average employee has been employed by Airstream longer than most of the manufacturers of other coaches have been in business. Think about that. They're American made in Ohio by Americans. People have pride in the products that they make because they've been doing it for years and years. They are professionals, not just hired labor to be brought in to make something and then go on to the next thing. This isn't the same thing. It's an Airstream. 4 levels. Entry level, Sport. Flying Cloud, 2nd. International, 3rd. And Classic, 4th. Okay? Now, Sport has 2 sizes, a 16-foot and a 22-foot. This happens to be a 22. Last week, when we were going to shoot this show, we had 24 Airstreams on the lot. Today, we have about 15. They come and they go, but you can come and see any Airstream and understand the quality and why it is what it is. Now, a Sport is the least expensive, even though the skin is made exactly the same, for a couple of reasons. Can you see this? The cover is plastic, not stainless steel. That saves money, and it actually saves a little bit of weight. Over here, you can see that this door doesn't have a window in it. Saves money. Now, the Sport has 3 different distinctive purposes. It is very, very lightweight and easy to tow. Remember, it's a 16-foot and a 22. The 16-foot is only 8 feet wide. The 22 is less width, so you can get a longer coach and a bigger coach for less weight. The 16-footer weighs under 3,000 pounds, and this weighs under 4,000 pounds. So they can be easily towed by a 6-cylinder SUV. But they don't cut corners except for a few small things. You see this awning? It's absolutely, positively, totally covered. And 20 years from now, or 30 years from now, that awning is going to look just like that when you pull it out. Now, my 77 Airstream that you can see a picture of has the awning out on the back side of it. It is a 1977 awning. The average awning on any coach made by any company is only going to last 3 or 4 years. Airstreams are covered, so the quality is there. Now, these windows on a Sport, you can see it's a very hard rubber cover around the window, and this molding is put into place. Now, on the next step up, this window would be put into place in an entirely different way because it would be riveted into place. So this, over time, will tend to show the time. It will tend to show the wear, and you'll probably eventually have to end up replacing that rubber just like you would in any other kind of window. The Sport, 2 levels, remember, the Sport, 2 sizes, a 16-foot and a 22. Part of the reason that the Sport is lighter weight, easier to tow, and less expensive, normally there'd be a bumper back here. And you can actually carry some tools and things in the bumper, but they've eliminated it. The size of the tail lights and the configuration of the tail lights is not the normal Airstream way of doing things. So again, you're saving money. But remember, the construction is all the same. Now, all of you have fallen in love for some reason or other with the word Bambi. Bambi has a specific reason for its name. It means it's lightweight and single axled. Now, Bambi can be in several different models as long as it has a single axle. This axle look how that door closes. This axle has a suspension system underneath it that no other company at any level, and remember, this is the entry level, but this is still 2 or 3 notches above any other kind of coach made by any other company. The wear and tear that this axle gets going down the road doesn't transmit the shock that goes inside the same way. Most travel trailers and cars have leaf springs, and those leaf springs absorb a certain amount of the shock. This system absorbs a great deal more shock. So 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, when your grandchildren have this coach, it'll be just like this because it hasn't rattled apart on the inside. That's part of the history of the Bambi. See these hinges? All the construction of any Airstream is still got all the initial quality built into it. They've just cut a little few things off to help the weight and to help the cost. It's still through and through an Airstream. Ladies and gentlemen, do not try this at home. Do not do this to your coach. You imagine what would happen to your door? Do you remember the pictures of the peeling that goes on, or the rot that goes on? That coach was a 2009, and every single manufacturer ever made, no matter what year it is, unless you specifically really work hard to take care of it, it's going to look like that. Not this coach.
You've been thinking about buying an RV and embarking on a great adventure. The only thing holding you back is the impression that RVs are expensive. Well, it's just not true. SRRV RV offers the most affordable options ever, and there are so many great benefits. A high-quality pre-owned RV is a great way to save thousands versus a new RV. And it can also come with a service agreement that outlives even the manufacturer's warranty. At SRRV RV, you'll find the largest selection of pre-owned RVs on the Central Coast. So take that great adventure now and go camping. SRRV RV Service Department understands complete hitch work and RV repairs of all kinds. We even perform RV body work. Need a special part? Try us first. We have a complete RV parts department. You can browse our showroom and see the latest and greatest in RV equipment. We even offer propane and propane accessories. And we're open on Saturdays to assist you in your parts needs. SRRV RV. Excellent products, excellent service, excellent prices.
Okay, let's recap real quick. Airstream has 4 different levels. The Sport is what we just showed you. Now we're going to talk about the Flying Cloud. Why? I'm going to show you why. Now the Flying Cloud comes in a 19-foot, a 20-foot, which is what this one is, a 23, a 25, a 27, a 28, and a 30. Okay? So multiple different sizes, different floor plans, all kinds of different ideas behind it. But why is it slightly different? What makes it a step up? It's a little tiny bit heavier, even though it is still very light. It tows 20% more fuel efficiently than any other travel trailer because of its design. Now, the front end of the Sport, you'll remember, this was plastic. Now it's stainless steel. The propane tank on the inside is bigger. So there's 2 propane tanks and they're bigger. It has 2 batteries instead of 1. It has a power lift in front, which the Sport did not. So the whole front end of it is protected by stainless steel and these extra windows. Why? When you saw the construction that had to go through to replace a panel in an Airstream, you want to protect the front of it. This material is very, very soft. It's aircraft aluminum, even though it's very strong. Stainless steel is a little bit heavier, but very hard, and it'll take the absorb rocks and things that are chipped from the front, right? So it protects the whole entire front end, so you don't have to go through the time and the energy and expense to have these panels replaced. When you put this down and you have the whole front end covered, the front of your coach is totally prepared for travel. That's the key to all of this. So one more difference between the Flying Cloud and the Sport. Second level up. Obviously, a window in the door. The door has the same capacity to be slammed. You can't hurt it. Look at the windows here. All these windows are riveted into place. Now you can see the picture of the Sport where they have a rubber mold, a rubber seal around them. Not in the Flying Cloud. Everything is riveted into place. Part of what makes it a Flying Cloud and two stepped up, right? Now the awning, whether it's a Sport or a Flying Cloud or an International, are all the same. They're zipped awnings. It comes out that easily. This is very, very heavy canvas. And it goes into place really simply. One clips on there, locks into place. Open. I'm old and tired and I don't have much strength, but I can open these awnings really easily. It will withstand more wind than any other awning, no matter whose manufacturer it is. I don't care if it's in a $500,000 motorhome and you push a button. This will take more wind. It'll take more of a beating than any other. You roll it up, you tuck it away, and you're done. 20-foot Flying Cloud. Bedroom all the way forward. Obviously these drapes open all the way up. And the bed is the full width all the way across. Tall people are not going to have a problem sleeping in this bed. It is really a functional bed. Beautiful material in your dining area. This table makes down into an additional bed if you have a guest spend the night. Now, the truth of the matter is that Airstreams really are designed, in my opinion, for two people who are mature enough to understand really level quality stuff. And I make a joke, and I don't mind telling it to all of you. If you went out and bought yourself a brand new Ferrari, and you worked hard to get that money to buy that brand new Ferrari, are you going to have your 8-year-old jumping up and down in the front of that Ferrari? And the answer is probably not. You put him in the station wagon to take him for a drive. Airstreams are kind of the same thing. It's the best of the best. You spent a great deal of money and time and effort buying one. Put a tent outside. Let the kids be out there. And you enjoy the quality of this. And if the kids are grown, have them get their own, and you can be comfortable in this. Closet, really easy to put down. Flat screen TV, a nice big fridge with a freezer compartment on the inside. It is electric or propane. So when you're towing down the road, your propane refrigerator will keep it cold. Now this is the bathroom I told you about, but look at this. Look at the rivets that go in this door. You don't have to do that. There's no point in doing that, except if you like quality. So, beautiful latch, locks into place. A shower that the door closes, its own sink, a toilet, closes off completely with its own vent, because it's a bathroom. You can actually sit inside and shave your legs or do whatever you want to do, or just relax. Or maybe you can't stand up the whole time. So you can do that, you can sit there. The outside windows that have cover for the outside window, and most small trailers don't have a sink in the bathroom. Airstream has a sink in this 20-footer. It's remarkable. Okay, so stainless steel sink. Mullen faucet, lifetime warranty. Beautiful countertops. Look at that grill. Sealed burners. So let's say you spilled or the bubbled over the coffee, and most of the time you have to take the whole stove apart and clean behind underneath it. Well, you don't have to do that on an Airstream. You just wipe it up. This particular 20-footer has 2 fans in it, for which will keep this coach 15 or 20 degrees cooler than the outside without running your air conditioning. True story. Morro Bay, Saturday, was 100 degrees. And we had an Airstream with 2 fans in it for 2 days. And the fans ran for 2 days on their batteries and didn't kill the batteries. And people couldn't understand how come it was so cool inside. The sun was pounding on it with 100-degree heat in Morro Bay. Airstream is the only coach that could have done that.
Be sure to tune in to Central Coast Now for local television programming on Charter Channel 10 and Comcast Channel 27, where you can experience different cities up and down the Central Coast, in addition to local wine shows, home improvement shows, staycation shows, RV shows, educational shows, and so much more. So support your local businesses by tuning into Central Coast Now or visit centralcoastnow.tv. All programming produced by Noble Productions, your small town and affordable video production company. Contact Valerie at 805-260-4766 for more information.
Okay, Flying Cloud 25-footer. Now remember that the Flying Clouds have multiple sizes, 19, 20, 23, 25, which is my favorite, and I'll tell you why in a minute, 27, 28, and a 30. Now this coach weighs 5,400 pounds, so still a 6-cylinder SUV, a Toyota Tacoma these days, will tow 6,500 pounds. So you can still tow it with even a small pickup truck if you chose to. They are so light and fuel efficient, 20% more fuel efficient than any other coach. But the life, the understanding of how these work. Now my coach is a little bit bigger than this, and my coach has 2 awnings, 1 on either side. But it's the same idea. Where you put it, my particular coach sits on an island surrounded by salt water. Now think about that just for a minute. On an island surrounded by salt water, sits there, 1977. There is no rust, there is no rot, there is no mice inside, there is no spiders, there is no nothing. It is exactly like I leave it 8 months of the year since I've towed it there. It's been almost to the Arctic Circle. It's been down in Texas and in the bayou. It's been all over North America, and yet somehow or other it manages to look just like that 1962. It's pretty much flawless on the outside, and mine happens to be pretty darn good shape on the inside. Very, very few alterations to it. So this is the 25-footer. LED lighting on all the brands, every part of the company. Remember, 4 levels, LED lighting throughout, so it's going to last longer. Let's go inside and take a look. So, beautiful leather material. Table that breaks down into an additional bed. Remember, we're in the 25-footer. Easy open, easy close, really easy to handle. Beautiful, beautiful stainless steel sink, Mullen faucet. Really high quality. Great, easy opening. Look at that, trash can built into place. Down here underneath this cushion, this is a drawer that pulls out for additional sleeping. So you could have 2 in the bedroom, flop this down, have 2 across here if they were children, and 1 person there if you chose. That's part of the Airstream heritage, even though you don't necessarily want a lot of people in here all the time. you can do it if you choose to. Now, curtains all the way around these huge sweeping windows. And this is the back of the coach. So if you backed into a beautiful babbling brook someplace and you sit down to have dinner and the curtains are open, all you're going to see is that beautiful river or lake or mountains or whatever it is. For protection at night or on hot days, look at this. It locks into place, covered, so it's not going to rot. The sun's not going to hurt it. Pull it down, you clip it into place, and there you are. On a hot day like today, maybe these are closed. On a cool, cloudy day up in the Pacific Northwest, more light. Locks into place. Up here, it's closed because it's a hot day, and opens if you're in the Pacific Northwest. I'm being mean to the Pacific Northwest, but I come from there. Close it off. Speakers, LED lighting, fantastic fan to keep it many degrees cooler than you would imagine even on a very hot day. All in one very small 25-foot, so easy to tow, great living space. Great living space. So let's go sit back here at the bedroom. On the way to the bedroom, let's stop and take a look here. Again, more expensive coach, bigger, in the Flying Cloud line, but still seal burners with the barbecue kind of grate. So you still get all the Airstream quality. In the fridge, you now get a 2-door refrigerator with a separate freezing compartment. Your flat screen TV. If you wanted privacy from one part of the house to another, there is a slide that comes out. So if you're stepping out of the shower and you have guests, you don't have to be quite so exposed. Closet space. Lovely shower. Door locks into place. Bathroom, again with its own sink and toilet. Now, my favorite, because the 25-footer has a bed you can actually walk around. It's kind of close over on the far side, but you have all of these windows in here. And I'm 6'2", or was 6'2", and probably shrunk a little. But it's all easy. Lock down the window, you have your own flat screen TV over here. Dometic air conditioning and heating system against the wall here in the bedroom. And you have a truly fine home with a queen-size bed that actually is functional, and you can close both ends of the bathroom off. 5,400 pound towing capacity, and this is the mid-level of the Airstream line.
From the first time you saw its gleaming silver skin roll past your eyes, you've always wondered what it would be like to own an Airstream. The Airstream travel trailer has been in our lives and part of the American dream for over 80 years. And with today's affordable options, there's never been a better time to purchase. We invite you to come to Sky River RV and take a closer look at the inspired Airstream travel trailer. Live your dream and see our beautiful country from your very own Airstream.